Welcome back to the season finale of season 12 of the Professional Lovers channel, featuring
Patty,
and Al,
who are the professional lovers. And we're back. We missed you last week.
Yeah, we did.
Because we didn't post anything. Why?
But nothing to post.
Nothing really to talk about. The other couples from other seasons were giving their predictions on tonight's endings. And I don't think that there were any real surprises.
No. Well,
right?
No, there definitely was surprises. Not surprises in the outcome.
Right.
But surprises.
Right. Yes, there were. So, no surprises in the outcome. Although, Ryan did kind of make it appear as though he could have said he wanted a divorce. I'm kind of glad that he didn't go that route.
Yeah, I don't think he,
Well, he could have.
Yeah, because
he was kind of the wild card.
True, he would have been. He would have been the wild
because card. he kept his feelings so guarded and close to him, right. And so but they decided to stay married. Eric and Virginia decided to stay married. Mm-hmm. Vincent and Brianna decided to stay married. Haley and Jacob, thankfully, decided to divorce. And then there is Chris and Paige.
Okay. For all of those who wanted something to be said about them, who've been gone for the past few weeks since nothing was going on, no drama, no Chris and Paige drama, welcome back.
Right. And unfortunately, this is probably going to be mostly about Chris and Paige. First, let me say that I tried hard not to be judgmental. I tried hard to feel some empathy. I did feel empathy for for the miscarriage of his child. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to go through that, and that's a hard thing to go through. But how did you feel about the drama that happened on decision day with Chris?
There's part of me that felt...
From a man's perspective.
There's part of me that felt there was a revelation on his part. But I believe he knows how to play to a situation. Mm-hmm. And I think he was, in my opinion, a little abusive and very late with what he did. Mm-hmm. Because if any part of this had come out previously, there's a possibility that there may have been a chance for the two of them.
When you say
his
if anything had come out, what do you mean?
Well, his apology and feeling that he bore some responsibility for how things turned out. Mm-hmm. I mean, from Jump Street, even before knowing the outcome of his fiance or his former fiance being pregnant, just being realistic. And I'm sure it was a red flag for everybody to find out that he was previously engaged within the year that now he's deciding he wants to just marry an unknown person. I mean, that in itself, I'm sure, raised some flags in just about everybody.
But did you feel like his apologies and everything that he said about needing Paige, her being everything that he needed and wanted and all that, was sincere?
Oh, I think it was very sincere. Well, no, I think it was honest. Now, whether it was sincere, I don't know. But I think it was honest because he realized that he screwed up.
Yeah, I want to believe it was honest. I think it was honest to him in the moment.
Well, again, his delivery...
And let me tell you, no, it goes past delivery for me. Because here's a guy who said, who slept with her in order to see if he could be attracted to her. Mm-hmm. He was not attracted to her at the beginning, from the outset.
I heard that on
He has said many times that she is not who he tended to go for.
Right.
Everybody else around him talked about her character and how good she was, and she displayed that to him
throughout.
So he could not dispute her character, but no attraction. So are you telling me then that now that I have no baby coming, and now that there's no connection to my ex-fiance who I was still in love with, according to what he said to her after marrying her, now I'm not in love with her anymore because I really need you? You know,
well,
it's too convenient to me for him to all of a sudden now feel like she was everything that he ever needed and ever wanted and all of that. And it felt more like I screwed myself because now I have nothing and no one.
Well, okay.
I willingly threw her away to go back to who I had already thrown away because now my seed is in her. Now there is no more seed.
There's a card.
And I don't have her, but then I don't have her either.
Yeah. No.
I've screwed myself.
Exactly. I mean, that's basically what he did. He realized that he made a huge mistake.
But did he realize that he made a mistake for himself? Like, I have nothing now? Or did he make a mistake because she is a good person that could have been a great wife for me?
The latter. I really believe the latter. Because, again, when it comes down to business and whatnot and gaining things, I don't think he has a problem with that. I mean, even though, again, during the pandemic, from my understanding, I mean, a couple articles or whatever, he lost some of his business. He was a Subway owner. It dried up. You know, I mean, businesses dried up. So, yeah, he probably did lose some other things. But when it comes down to tangibles and things to gain, I don't think that's a problem. I think he'll probably always have that particular mentality. So businesses or, you know, earning money, hustling, he does that. He does that well, I believe. But when it comes down to relationships and give and take relationships, I think that's where he genuinely realized that he screwed up. And I say that because of the ending. He didn't really have any real reason to show his face at that particular function where all of the couples got back together.
Other than to save face.
I don't think he cares about saving face.
I don't know. With the cameras, he knows that he looked as bad as anyone could look in front of the cameras during this whole entire process.
But again, I think if
and it embarrassed him and all of that.
You don't
supposedly.
think? But I mean, don't you think you have to be vulnerable or be willing to humble yourself to even apologize publicly?
Yeah. Again, I'm not convinced that it's sincere for the right reasons.
Understand. And it may not
it's like the person who asked for forgiveness because they got caught. Not because they're really sorry for what they did, but they're sorry for the outcome, and they're sorry because you found them out.
I understand exactly what you're
That's
saying.
where I'm stuck now. And if you're not stuck there, that's good.
No, well,
but that's where I'm stuck.
Let me ask you a question. If that was the case, would it serve him to be vulnerable publicly? He could have just left it alone. He could have walked away. He could have been done with this. Why would he come back?
Again, there could be an ulterior motive. And he has not proven that he's trustworthy. And I guess that's why I'm having a hard time, because we don't know all the ins and outs and things that happen, you know, behind the cameras and all that. And his penchant for blowing up once he's outed. Now, when Dr. Viviana said, I think you're trying to mess with her and trying to mess with us. And he went into his typical disrespectful mode and his macho bravado.
Well, again, that was during his attempt to try to weasel his way into not giving a decision.
And that's what I'm saying, and that's a good word. Trying to weasel his way to doing what he wanted to do and circumvent the process, which is what he has done the entire time.
Well,
circumventing the process and doing what I want to do because this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So no, I'm not convinced anything was really sincere.
I mean, I understand. I believe you're justified in your feelings. Really, I do. Because he was an idiot. He wasn't a true idiot. But I think that he realized how much of an idiot he was. And this really cost him. And it didn't cost him money, but it cost him a future.
Kind of like his reputation.
In what way?
Well, I mean,
because I really think that his primary concern still is his businesses. I mean, or his professional future. That's his priority. And I think that will be his priority until he finds another Paige.
Well, time always tells the truth. And that's why I'm glad that she went ahead and said, I can't be in this marriage anymore.
I'm glad that the production crew asked the right questions in asking, where were you when you came here tonight? Mm-hmm. And she
kind of reminding her.
Exactly.
What her thought process was to get her to the decision she had come there
to give. Yeah. And she was on an even keel. She understood. She reflected. She knew that she was getting nothing out of this situation. And there was no reason to stay in this situation. All of a sudden, the violins were heard, and...
Well, he's always shown that he knows what to say at the right time.
To me,
he
was crude with it.
That's been his MO the entire show.
Now, I'm not the romantic, but I think that even when you do have things to say that are emotional grabbers, you don't use them as tools. And to me, that's what he did. Mm-hmm. He used them as a tool. Mm-hmm. And again, I think his whole motivation was because he realized in so many different ways, I don't know if he did reflection, somebody got in his ear, whatever the case may be, but he realized he screwed up.
Well, he was walking away with nothing and no one. So, to me, this is a great lesson for single women. So many times we, as natural nurturers, we want to fix someone. We want to love them into being the best that they can be. Mm-hmm. And that always gets us in trouble. Mm-hmm. Always. And it seems to never matter how often you say you cannot change another person.
You can't. If they don't want to be changed.
We still seem to think that we can. If we just love them hard enough, if we can just show them all the support, if we can, and there's nothing wrong with doing that when it's in a healthy, reciprocal relationship.
True.
And that's why I'm glad that Paige made the decision she did ultimately. And I hope that Chris really uses this as the mirror that he claims it was when he was talking to the group, showing him his true self. But when you're narcissistic, you need some real therapy.
True.
You need some real therapy, because everything for a narcissist is reflected through your own lens of what you get out of it for yourself. Mm-hmm. It's not about you. It's about me. And yeah, that takes some real therapy.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But give him his kudos for coming to the group and apologizing to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Shook Eric's hand. He
shook Eric's hand.
And approached him.
But next week, it appears as though the same Chris that we've seen all season long is going to come out again. Mm-hmm. But we don't know why.
Well, no, we know exactly why, because he's called on the carpet.
I
know.
Ladies, don't get caught in hope.
As the saying goes, when a person shows you who they are or tells you who they are,
believe them.
Believe them.
Yeah. And is the Paige saying I want a divorce didn't mean that that's how it had to stay.
True.
Now, if she really felt like he was showing improvement mm-hmm. or changes,
which I believe she may have felt that way, because I do believe, and I don't know, but I believe that there may have been some interaction after this.
Yeah. I'm just saying, typically, if you just give it time and take away the pressure of, me proving it to you because we're still together. Mm-hmm. Give it the time and the air that it needs for you to really be able to see if it's true change or if it's manipulative change. It just takes time. Give it the time.
And trust your feelings about it.
Yeah.
Not just what you want to take place. Everybody wants a positive outcome, a positive ending, a positive journey. But if your true gut feeling has you questioning whether or not the motives are there, that the effort, the energy, the reciprocation is there from the individual that you're putting time into, take heed to those true feelings.
Yes. Pay attention to those red flags mm-hmm. and the gut feelings that you have, because they're usually right. Yeah. So, anything else?
Everybody was good. Everybody was fun. Everybody was fine. Everybody else ended up the way we expected them to. The only wild card, I think, was, Victoria and Eric, even though we talked about Clara and Ryan being a wild card situation, but I think he realized that Clara was in his corner no matter mm-hmm. what, mm-hmm. But I think Clara got something out of it that she'd never had before either.
Right.
Which was a true relationship and, mm-hmm. Someone who was there for her just because of who she was. Mm-hmm. Not just wanting to,
jump her bones.
Hang out. Yeah. And I think with Eric and Victoria, the situation where Victoria had to let her guard down. I still don't think it's all the way down, but she was mm-hmm. willing to commit to it, and we'll see if they stay that way. Mm-hmm.
So next week is kind of the recap. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that there'll be things to talk about next week. So we'll be back next week, and we hope that you will be here to join us. And then after that, we'll see. We may be taking a break mm-hmm. As it takes a break. And every once in a while, we may pop up with talking about unmatchables. But, because that's interesting as well.
That's crazy.
So, until then...
Well, hold on. There are a couple of people who may have made some remarks in some of the recent podcasts that we've done. We will get back to you, because there were a couple of things that were a little interesting that I didn't really peek at until recently. We've been a little busy, but
our bad. We have been a little busy for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
But we always remark, and we love for you to leave your feedback and your remarks, and we do remark back. So just be a little patient,
Please.
And we will get to you. So until then, though, have a great rest of the week. Be safe and peace.
Enjoy.